Across the world, real estate agents are underachieving. They're missing out on millions of dollars in commissions. My name is Pat Hive, and in the past 27 years, I've sold over 6,000 homes, selling over $1 billion in real estate volume. My plan is to interview agents from across the world and help all agents create their destiny. I hired Viral Marketing to run my real estate marketing campaigns, and you should too. Go to hibandigital.com/viral, VYRAL, and ask for the Hiban Special. All right, Rockstar Nation, we have a great star on our show right now coming from Polk County, Florida, Renee Butler with Brokers Realty, an independent company that Renee owns herself and runs her team through. And without further ado, welcome to the show, Renee.
Well, thank you, Pat. Thank you for the opportunity to get to speak with you today.
Awesome. Well, why don't you tell our Rockstar audience a little bit about you, Renee, so they can get to know you better?
Well, I am originally from Missouri and moved with my family to Lakeland, Florida in the early 70s as my father was in farming, and after crop failures, my mom, a nurse, came with her family to Florida. I ended up working with State Farm, which was the 40-hour week plan, and I decided that I would probably work better and more of my own scheduling once I had my son, John. That sort of inspired me to get into real estate so I could have a little more flexibility.
Okay, great. So when did you start?
I originally got my license in 1978 and then started my own company in 1981.
All right. So you've had your own independent company since 1981.
Yes, sir.
That is great. Well, I'm sure you have a name there after all those years. That's awesome. So tell me about your team now. So what's it look like now? Break it down how your team is set up.
Well, we're now set up with that we have it broken down with listing partners and buyer specialists, and then I say our concierge team of admin as well. We have 8 buyer specialists, 4 listing partners, and 4 admin.
Love it. Okay, so you're kind of heavy on the agent side, which is nice because you can, when you go up and down with the market, you don't have a lot of salary that you're burdened with. I like that.
Yes, and I definitely have enjoyed the utilization of virtual assistants over the past 3.5 years.
Okay, so how many of those do you have?
I currently just have 1.
Okay, excellent. How many houses did your team sell last year?
Last year we sold 221.
Excellent. And what's your average sale price there in Lakeland, Florida?
Our average sales price through our MLS system in Polk County area is $115,382. As far as our company is $141,203.
Excellent. Thanks for having the exact numbers ready. Nothing like preparedness. Thank you so much for that.
That's the only time that you're going to get it from me today, Pat.
I love it. Okay, so 220 some units. So what was the volume on that?
The volume
like all the
was
sales,
40 million.
40 million.
Yeah, 40
okay.
million 300.
Okay, and what was your gross commissions?
1.2.
All right, excellent. And your profit margin?
Somewhere in the 20 to 25, I would say. 20 to 30 is what it typically runs.
Okay, excellent. You've been at this a long time. Take me back, Renee, to your very first year in the business. And tell me how you set about getting business or how that first year was for you. How was that rookie year?
My first year was a low cost where I had asked for help from my mom, so she was my secretary while I was doing that, because I also, at that time in the early 80s, I had moved to an area to which I knew no one. And in Polk County, coming in and starting a business at that time, I literally knocked on doors and cut for sale by owner ads out of papers, and on Monday morning got on the phone and started calling, and did farm areas, which I still do to this day. I think it's a great way on the neighborhoods that are allowed. Just personal touch and trumps the service.
Wow. And then did you just continue to increase that year after year to take you all the way up to the 200 some units that you're doing now? Is that how you did it?
Yeah, well, I can say that probably when I reflect, 1994 was definitely a landmark year for me in my business because that's the year that I pioneered the team concept.
Wow.
My son had grown up in the 16. He needed a job, 16 years old to pay for car insurance and stuff, and his car. And so he was putting up signs for me. He was putting firecrackers in mailboxes. He was doing that, and then I hired Carol Kane, which was the first PA, personal assistant, for our area, up to which that I had gotten from Monica Reynolds and Walter Sanford back in the 90s when I was attending Star Power conferences with Howard Britton. And once that I released that load, because I was right at 6.7 million at that point, I immediately, the next year, doubled. I went to 12.1 because I just let go. I let go. Let it go. Well, I let it go.
That's an amazing story. And so, we're talking 20 years ago today almost, is when you did that. And I remember the Walter Sanford, Monica Reynolds actually had the cassette tapes, something about how to be, how to hire an assistant. And he had a picture of about 8 beautiful girls on the front that were all his assistants.
Yes.
It was
I totally agree.
It was like a harem.
I wasn't so blessed to have those 8 beautiful young men.
No. That's right. Yeah, but you probably still bought the cassettes. Yeah, I remember that. And I remember the Firecracker too. Why don't you tell everyone about that Firecracker? Because I think that some shape or form of that could still be used today. What did you mean by putting firecrackers? Because I'm sure a lot of people are like, what the, in people's mailboxes.
Yeah, that was where I would do. My spin was that I had all my listings rolled up into a firecracker, and then it was placed like on one sheet, the listings that I currently had, and I was using it as a listing tool that place your home here, and it had big firecracker look on side of it with a little tail hanging out like you're going to light it, and it was pre-script already, and we delivered them to all the mailboxes.
Yeah.
I mean, it would farm certain areas up to which I concluded from MLS where the most activity was.
Right. So what she is saying, guys, is that you can go to a UPS store or a Michael's craft store or anything, get these, or even online and get these circular cylinder cardboard things that you might mail an important piece of paper in, or store a poster in, or something, a small one, and then you paint it red, or you cover it with red construction paper, or you buy it red, and then you tape a little wick on it or string on it, and in there she would put whatever she wanted to say, but it with hers, from what she remembers, was sell your listings with a bang with me, or something corny like that, and it had
Correct.
all our listings.
It was.
Yeah. Yep, I think you can still use that today rather than just dropping stuff off. I can definitely see that. Okay, good stuff.
It was a definitely twist.
Yeah, that's right. Tell me about a time that you failed and what you learned from that failure, and how you got out from under that.
Well, probably I'm not so certain that I still am the best at hiring the right mates for the team. I think that I am very, I have a big heart, and you want to help everybody, and the business can help because we have great systems in place. But I think that managerially that I tend to need more than one person to help me hire teammates, because that's probably our culture, our philosophy is on a solo mentality, but wanting the team benefits. And You got to have the team through and through from your heart. And I think that still is a growth for me, Pat. I still need to grow. So I think that experience, I've gotten better through the years of acknowledging, recognizing traits of people that are team players versus not.
And it's funny, Renee. A lot of our rock stars that we interview say the same thing, and I like how you said how you have someone else help you do that. I mean, if you're not great at something, yes, it's good to learn, but also, why not leverage it out to a team member who's good at it?
And your whole team. And we've had our whole team, because people, you're not going to please. I mean, look, when you get a large team, everybody's going to have their. But we want this. This company is really ran on a family, and that's not blood family, but on a family principle with culture and values of that. So everybody, we're all embracing. We do a lot of things together, and we're very community oriented. And we want that type of person included in the family.
Wow, I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell me a phone application that you're using now that you like a lot.
Well, the newest one that I am excited about is SoundNote. And that's one that I just picked up this year that I've used keynotes. I've used a lot of other voice memos. But SoundNote has so much to offer that you're written, you can email it immediately to someone or text it to someone, and you record and you write anything that you want down on your iPad or phone. That it is just a marvelous, because you can use it in huddles, our team huddles, or you can use it at the different conferences that you attend or Chamber of Commerce community events. It's really a very easy app to use, since I'm not the most tech savvy. And actually, for all the ones that I've tried to use through the years, this one is excellent.
Okay, so how does it work? What exactly does it do?
It basically is a recording, which is an upper scale recording, I might add. It's a recording, and it's a note taker as well as a record. It labels it where the time, event. It's very detailed in the accounting of the session that you are recording and you're writing your notes on.
So
which is better.
You just speak into it, and it turns it into words on a note.
Mhm.
Okay. Very neat. Very neat. Well,
and you can write. You also can make your own notes as well as. So you've got both, and the ability to immediately get it to everybody that you want it to go to.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's excellent. I like that. Well, thanks for recommending that. Everyone should definitely, all the Rockstar Nation listeners out there should get SoundNote. It will save you several minutes, if not more, a day.
Yes, it will.
What do you think, Renee, separates you from all the other agents out there? What makes you unique?
Pat, I believe that customer service, when we're in a very competitive business as real estate, I believe that customer service, to give it one more level. Every time that I think that I have hit the note on customer service, I think outside the box and rise it just a little bit more. And each year, my goal on January 1 is increasing customer service, because I believe in the world of technology, in the world of instant gratification from real estate needs, that we all need to nail. We've got to hammer customer service.
Now that is a pearl.
So our team, we really do. We have a concierge menu of services to which that we do. Not that probably a lot of the rock stars do the same thing, but we have just a little bit more. Every year it's one more thing, and we brainstorm to do that. The truck, we have a Butler King condo that we're in Florida. Everybody comes down if they're looking at homes. They stay in our condo, first come, first serve, I might add, for free because they're buying from us. We give housewarming parties. Actually, I'm scheduled to do one a week from Saturday. This will be my fourth wedding that I have done at the housewarming party that we're giving for the person that bought a home from us.
What? Wait,
I
wait,
can
wait, wait,
say,
wait. Let's slow that down because that is something new. So, the fourth wedding at a housewarming party. Explain that.
well, we give housewarming parties to our buyers, and it's a system. We do it within 30 days of closing. They give us 25 names, email addresses that we evite, and then we hold the party with the food. We don't supply beverages, but we do supply all the food and condiments and paper goods as well at their house. Now, a lot of this will be the fourth, have asked us, which is by Notary service in the state of Florida, to marry them. So I have had the pleasure of marrying by a pool, under a tree, at a 7-Eleven store, and this one, I believe, is going to be in the backyard, from what I understand. It's just a service that we provide.
And you do it? You
I do it.
You're like the justice of the peace or whatever, huh?
Current notary in the state of Florida, notary can yes.
In the state of Florida, a notary can marry people?
Yes, sir, we can.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know anyone could. I didn't know it was that easy. So and then so you do it, and do you and you advertise that to them too if you want to. But any couple, I guess, that's engaged, that's buying a house, or a young couple, you say, by the way, we do a housewarming party, and we've had 4 people turn it into a wedding. If you want, I'll be happy to do it for you.
Absolutely. Just one more benefit.
And then, of course, you're up on stage.
Yeah, and we're there with their friends and family, and then we're walking away with new leads, new buyers and sellers.
Do you let the list go longer than 25 if it's a wedding?
Yes, we do. Other than our protocol is the food supply, and then if additional food is required, then that is totally up to the buyer or the new homeowner or the new newlyweds.
Wow. And then now take me to this point too. Someone got married in a 7-Eleven?
Yeah, that dude. He very deep, a DISC, a very D-ish type personality. He says, "Hey, it doesn't matter to me." He says, "Let's just do it at 7-Eleven."
And did everybody get like free slurpees or what was that? Is that where they met? Why'd they do it at the 7-Eleven?
Because he was a clown.
He was a clown. Okay.
Well, the moral of the story is we're just as married if we're at a 7-Eleven or if we're at under the tree. It was just a matter for him. He didn't care, and at that point, on that particular case, there was a need. They had been together for many years. From their lender, that was a rush situation that their lender needed them married.
Okay, VA loan so they can count her income too.
Correct.
Yeah. I've had that happen before. I didn't do the wedding. I had them run to the JP, the Justice of Peace, to get it done. But that's interesting. But hey, that's even better. That's an added benefit to you. Oh, I can marry you. We got one lender requirement. You guys need to be married. Oh, great. Now we're gonna have to postpone everything. No, that's all right. Just meet me down at the Sev. I'll take care of it for you.
Exactly. And that really wasn't my idea. That was his. But it's been really interesting, and I'm getting better at the wedding deal. Because get your iPad out and say, choose one. And we have a menu of this is how you want the service to go. I am, and we're done.
Wow. That's neat. And then it's something you can talk about. It's something you can almost get locally famous for. Yeah, they should do, if they haven't, a news clip on you for sure. I mean, that's really neat, and it's neat to know that. I'm sure other states allow that too. Heck, they might even allow it in my state. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but it's kind of neat. Very neat.
It is. Well, again, thinking outside the box of one more thing that we can add to the menu that is going to be something that our competition hasn't thought of or isn't doing yet. The other thing that I would really encourage everyone to do, and probably from my years of experience, this has ended up being my best of all, is doing the client appreciation and the whole party. We do ours the first Sunday of December, and from our radio, TV, marketing, as well as the evites and our database, as well as all of the merchants that we do business with, past, current, future clients are invited. And I've grown the client appreciation party from about 50 people to maybe a couple thousand that was here last year. So it becomes a community. And Santa is here, of course, with us. And then we have the radio. It's a live remote for radio to be with us. We have grown this year. The venue is going to be at one of the city parks because the city got involved and said, "Hey, we see what you do. We want to be a part. We support it." So the city park was donated to us for that. We also have Charlie Choo Choo doing the Christmas train. We have all the elves that are helping distribute all of the little gifts on the food vendors that want to come and be a part of. We're giving whatever iPads on the hourly drawing. We've had petting zoos. This year we're doing the Dunkin' Tank because something new for us. It's just a big family community event. And every year I start off, because January typically for all of us will end up being a slower month, but this just nails my January because you've done your work. You've done your work in December. And then you follow up because every year you're getting listings or someone is remembered, I know, because you're giving to your clients. We give to them, and then they give back.
Now that is a pearl.
That is awesome. Now, let me ask you this, Renee. Do you have a checklist that your team uses that you would be willing to share with
Absolutely.
our Rockstar? That's awesome. I'll get that from you, and we'll put it on our website, hibandigital.com/Renee, Renee Butler, Butler. And that would be great. So if anybody out there wants to consider doing a customer appreciation party, which you got to admit, Renee has it down, because if you get 2,000 people there, now that's a party. That is a real deal party. So that's great.
It is. And the other thing that I learned probably year 5 was that the photos with Santa, because everybody, all young moms, have this issue with taking their darling children to sit on Santa's lap, Santa that they don't know, because either they smell or you just don't know, something creepy about them.
Yeah.
So we have Santa, and we have the professional photographer that uploads their family Christmas portrait every year, uploads it, they download it, they make their own Christmas cards, and all of that for free for them, nothing.
Now that is a pearl.
That's awesome.
So that's one more, but I have the whole list that I'll be happy to share with everyone.
That'd be great. And if you have a list of for your client appreciation party for the 25 people they can invite, if you could share that too, I'm sure a lot of people would like to implement that, because that's simply it can't cost that much for 25 people, and it's just a great way to add 25 people or more to your database and people that you've shaken their hands. So you're already a warm contact.
Absolutely. And people are so happy that that first month you're in your home and everybody's so excited. Everybody wants to share the joy, family, friends. Let's all come, and it's really been very successful for production for my team as well. And it's a win-win. There's one of those win-wins.
That's great. Well, we'll share that too on hibandigital.com/Renee Butler. Do you want to hang out with high-minded business people whose sole goals are, number 1, to create more passive income through real estate, and number 2, build bucket list adventures together that they'll remember for a lifetime? If so, go to GoBundance.com. That's GOBUN dance.com. Hey, it's Pat Hiban here. You know I own a real estate team currently with my partner Mike Sloan. We do over 250 homes a year settled. You hear a lot of ideas on these shows, of course, and you know that not all ideas that you hear are created equal. It all starts with a database. A database is the foundation of your business. It is your business, your past clients, your sphere, unconverted leads, not ready to sell or buy yet. You need to get that in order before you do anything else. So I just wanted to pass along the word that I've recently hired Viral Marketing to fix this for me, and you should too. They interview us on an HD webcam to create 2 educational videos a month, and then they send these to the database that I give them. It takes about 30 minutes a month from me. It's super easy, and I get leads to call every single time an email blast is sent. The pricing is flat and affordable. They do all of the work. Top agents around the entire country use them. And in fact, if you go to hibandigital.com/viral, that's VYRAL, hibandigital.com/viral, you can get a copy of my real estate marketing campaigns, the ones for the Pat Hiban Real Estate Group that work for me and Mike. They will show you the results that I'm seeing so you can see if it'll work for you. My stuff is working, and you should model it. So dating all the way back to Walter Sanford, and then, of course, through our experiences with Howard Brinton and many of them, you seem to be someone who's tied into becoming a lifetime learner. And what are some seminars that our rock star audience can start attending that you like to attend today, where you learn some of the similar sort of stuff? I think some people are limited to their company convention. If they wanted to go outside that realm and get a variety of learning, what would you recommend? What are some good ones that you attend?
Well, I attend with all the systems that I am involved in, which would be a Tiger Lead system, which would be a rate group, which would be Zillow. The 3, I do Alex Charfin, his institute in Texas, NAEA, that I do with
Yes.
Jay Kinder. All of those are excellent. Jay and Mike, they nail it every year. I learn from all of those. I want to be in the know, and I've realized in Florida that all of the lead gens, all of where I'm getting my source of business is outside of my area. And mine is a need to know. And I need to know what's coming down, what the thought process is. And I believe your after-hour consultations are going to be the best ever. That you can attend all of them, but if you don't work where you are, then you're not going to walk away with the same result as I've always tried to do. Because to me, I want to implement, and I would like the pride of being a humble implementer. I think we all do better that way, and just learn. And I think that probably the more learn and knowledge that you can apply and bring back to your team, that we do that. But I've gone to Corcoran. I've been involved in a lot through the years. But I do stay with the people of Jewish that I'm involved with because I want to know what level we're going to go. Because if it's a boomtown, whatever I'm in at the moment on the lead gens, I'm there because I am one that will throw it up.
That's awesome. So you hyper focus on what you're actually using, so you can, rather than learning a wide variety, you're learning deep about Zillow. If you're trying to get more Zillow leads, or deep about Tiger leads. I mean, I love it. I love the concept, and I'm going to put I'll put links to all of those that you mentioned in case the Rockstar audience out there didn't get a chance to write them down. I'm going to put links on our website as well under Renee's page. So thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. What book are you reading now?
Well, every day I read the Bible.
Okay.
So that's one that I say because there's a lot of truth there that it makes every day of my day goes better. I also am focusing a little bit on cracking the real estate code since I have a chapter in that book.
Okay, so tell me about that. Who wrote Cracking the Real Estate Code?
That would be another system that we had. Where then this would be NAEA driven.
Okay.
That there have I think about 30 chapters of 30 realtors writing a chapter. It became a bestseller on Amazon. Another system up to which that I give out books to all of my listing leads because I have the only bestseller book in the county. But it is the affiliation is through National Association of Expert Advisors, and each year the book title will be different. But there is an abundance to learn from our peers, and such as Rockstar Nation, we learn a lot from each other. And this book has been one that I have really been focusing on getting through every single chapter.
I will definitely put the link to that on there too. So thanks for recommending it, and I need to read it myself. Where do you invest your money? You've been doing this a long time. You've obviously, cracked the code for yourself on good profits and things like that. So where do you take your money and invest it?
Well, I invest in real estate. As I was taught by one investor, how would I buy from you if you don't even believe in your own product? That happened, I think, my first 5 years. So then I decided that, Renee, you better buy something quick. So I started purchasing when I could, and I saw fit that I actually could do it, and bought rentals. So I have a lot of real estate rentals from my point. I would say in the past 5 or 6, 7 years, well, from I'd say 7 through 11, 2007 through 11, I was investing in my team, and I still spend a lot to invest in my team. Okay. Because I believe that my ultimate growth will be there. I think the other investments I do is by education.
Mm-hmm. Right, investing in yourself.
Investing in myself and my team, which is a synonymous thing with us.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, well, let's finish up the call, Renee, with this question that we ask everybody, and that is, I am going to take you and I'm going to start you all over. I'm going to put you on a reality show similar to the show Survivor. You are there with 10 other real estate agents, and you got to beat them out. And here's what happens. You get $500 cash. You get a laptop computer, a cell phone, and a real estate license. We're going to take all 10 of you, drop you in a foreign area, and say, go sell real estate. Whoever sells the least amount of real estate every week gets kicked off the island. How are you going to be the last remaining realtor and win the show?
Sorry about that. I would be, and I thought about how, if that were to ever happen to me, how would I handle that? I would leverage my $500. I would negotiate with the others in negotiation skills that would be applicable because of years of being in the business, to alliance to a bit until you get to the end. But I would be working my market, and part of my market on that island would be my peers as well. But I would be careful on how that I would spend my $500.
So how would you do that? What does that mean? How would you leverage the other 9 hungry real estate agents?
By skill trade.
Okay. You do this and I'll do this, kind of like.
Correct.
You'd have kind of like on the Real Survivor. So you have an alliance that you build up and you help each other out until it gets down to the last 3 of you, and then you break free and every person for themselves.
Yeah, and I really do believe, without even, because I really haven't even watched the show Survivor, but I think in the art of negotiation, I believe that is one of the strongest. You align everyone to be on board, and by trading, by everyone sharing what can help them. If you try this and I'll try this, that you would win up until you get to the end, and then everyone for themselves.
Yeah.
And then I just apply. I go cheerleader and I start marketing.
and you just start cheerleading the prospects out there and pick me.
Well, mine would also be with the fact, okay, well, the last 5, and by the way, did you realize that I am the one that gave them that idea? Because I did that.
Yeah.
And I did suggest that to them. So while they were being off, or the 2 that I'm competing against now, I gave them that skill.
Wow.
Now, do you want to work with the one that originated it, or the one that received it? So I would work that.
Sneaky. I love it. That's a great answer. Well, listen, Renee, thank you so much for being on Pat Hyben Interviews Real Estate Rockstars. You've given us an abundance of meat and potatoes, not just a bunch of fluff that can't be used, but you've given us tons of things that can be used, and I hope that the Rockstar Nation takes into account everything she has said and puts to use, whether it's your housewarming parties or your client appreciation parties or how you go about things. The many of the things you mentioned, I hope you guys use 1 or 2 of those at least, and we're going to log them all onto the website, as I said. And in any event, thanks so much. Good luck to you in Lakeland, Florida. And if I'm ever in the area, I will stop by and maybe stay at your Renee Butler home team condo.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And you are welcome anytime. Just let us know when you're coming to Florida.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this session of Real Estate Rockstars. I'm Pat Hyben, and I appreciate you spending time tuning in for some rock-solid advice. I encourage you to take action on something that you have connected with. These insights, along with goal setting, will help carry you to achieving your destiny. Visit hybendigital.com for resources, how-tos, ebooks, and so much more. Also, reach out to us on Twitter. My handle is @Pat Hyben. And don't forget, Rockstar Nation, keep rocking. Okay, Rockstar Nation, I know how much you love audio. So I decided to bring my best-selling book, 6 Steps to 7 Figures, A Real Estate Professional's Guide to Building Wealth and Creating Your Own Destiny, to your ears. That's right. Go to hybendigital.com/6stepsaudio. Again, that's hybendigital.com/6stepsaudio and download your copy today. Everyone who purchased the book will also get my exclusive bonus chapter of what I'm up to now for free.
This episode is a podcast pilot production, helping real estate agents fly through the big skies of podcasting. Visit podcastpilot.com for more information on how you can use podcasting to promote your real estate business.